Luxor is a small city. Most of the temples and monuments are close to each other. It will only take few minutes by car to go from one temple to the other. It took me minutes from the Colosseum Memnon to the Hatshepsut temple and now to the Medinat Habu, or the city of Habu.
لوكسور بلدنا بلا سوح في هالحبايب تسوح لوكسور بلدنا بلا سوح في هالحبايب تسوح باليسار مرسومة يا لوكسور باليسار باليسار لوكسور جميلة يا محلاكي عيني على شمسك وهواكي لوكسور جميلة يا محلاكي عيني على شمسك وهواكي باليسار مرسومة يا لوكسور باليسار باليسار ده باللوكسور والقرني اللي ما دارش في الهوا يعذرني وناس بحري ناس حلوين.
I found it interesting to rest in the cafe opposite to the temple, as I found an old man playing on an ancient musical instrument. When I listened to his music, I just felt that he's taking me with his music to another world. Maybe the age of Ramses II, because he's my favorite pharaoh.
وقلبي يحبك وخلاص زي ما ودك وديني سلام الدولة ودولة وفيكم الراجل ما يسوى دولة من الرجال المعدولة يا عين على الناس الحلوين واحنا عليكم بدري سالين كل سنة وانتم طيبين لوكسور بلدنا بلا السوح في هالحبايب.
The monumental complex of Medinat Habu included the temple of Ramses III. One is struck with awe by the almost military grandeur of the southern gate, known as the Royal Pavilion, which was preceded by a landing stage on a canal that used to connect it to the Nile. So you're here because a friend of you in Cairo told you about Luxor, right?
That's right, and also other people we've met traveling around Egypt have strongly recommended coming to Luxor.
What did they tell you exactly about Luxor?
Well, it was usually in the context of having a short period of time in Egypt, and we asked, well, what should we see? And they would say, definitely Luxor. And considering some of the other places like Alexandria or perhaps Aswan. And I think the thing most commonly referred to is the Valley of the Kings. So
you liked it here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've had a quick trip, but we're getting to see quite a lot in 2 full days.
What is your nationality?
From the United States.
Tell me, if I'm asking you about the city, all in all, I mean the hotel, the services here, how do you see it?
Well, we actually aren't staying in the city, and so far our...
Where are you staying? Outside Luxor?
We're staying just right here. So this on the West Bank, I mean, just a small hotel right off the road within walking distance of this temple. We have been into what I suppose is the main city when we went to see the Luxor temple and Karnak, but our exposure was pretty limited.
But all in all, I mean, anyway, you feel that you like the place, you like the people, or you don't like them, what?
Oh, I have a good feeling. I do like the place, and so far the people have been.
You plan to come back?
If possible, yes. But
Where?
This is a long way from home, so probably wouldn't be for a while, but it would be great to come back and explore more of Egypt.
The triumphal gate is set between two towers and crowned by two orders of longitudinal windows. The Temple of Ramses III, 80 meters beyond the triumphal gate, is one of the most perfect buildings, stylistically speaking, of ancient Egypt.
Yeah, we'll be here in Egypt for 2.5 weeks.
What is your plan?
Let's see, we already spent kind of 10 days in the Sinai Peninsula and the Red Sea. We stayed at Dahab and Sharm el-Sheikh, and we went to Mount Sinai. And then we're actually we're in Cairo visiting a close friend of ours who lives there now, works as a journalist. And so we're taking a few days to visit Luxor, and I think that'll be about it.
So you have visited a lot of places in Egypt.
Relatively speaking, I guess, yeah. We've seen a diversity of landscape. It's definitely, I mean, going from Sharm el-Sheikh to Cairo to here, it's 3 different worlds. So it's very interesting.
You felt that really it is really different when, for example, in Egypt, each destination has its own style and atmosphere. You felt this?
Definitely. Yeah, I think that, it's almost like going to 3 different countries. I mean, here, one of the most interesting things for me was actually flying into Luxor, because you see the Nile River, and I think we think of, we know Egypt as a desert, but you just see the expanses of desert, and then there's this green strip of land where everybody lives and cultivates agriculture, and that was fascinating. And then obviously being surrounded by ancient Egypt has been a really interesting experience. Total contrast to sitting on the beach in Sharm el-Sheikh with,
Incredible.
Yeah.
Most of the visitors are keen to stop by Habu during their tour in Luxor. I met many groups of different nationalities visiting the place. They all agreed on one thing, that ancient pharaohs built some masterpieces that survived over the years as an evidence of how great and powerful they were. long day. I'm so hungry. They told me about this place because, to tell you the truth, I just wanted to eat something oriental, spicy, and the most spicy kind of food that we can talk about here is the koshari. It is something very, very tasty. Assalamu alaikum. I want one dish, the koshari, and I want something spicy with that, okay? Red pepper. Okay. I want to tell you, this is my favorite dish. You know, it is something very, very oriental and very, very spicy. Just take a look here. It is rice and lentils and macaroni, all kinds of macaroni actually. And this is something like, you know, it's fried onions. This is the tomato, and of course this is the red pepper. It is very much spicy and I like it very much. If you are in Egypt and you want to try something oriental, you will like this very much. Just go to any place, some stores that you have to ask about the koshari, and they will give you a dish that you will never forget. Very spicy, very tasty.